My name is Joshua Bishop with Jobish Productions. I'm a filmmaker slash photographer from Edmond, Oklahoma. And today, I want to take you folks on a bit of a journey. But it's kind of nice outside, so I say we take this out there. Our journey leads us here to Edmond, Oklahoma. This is where I grew up, where I met one of my best friends, Will Jorden. Now, Will's mother, Kay Jorden, contacted me because she was about to go off of a drug called Requip. Now, Requip is used to treat restless leg as well as Parkinson's disease. Kay has a restless leg. Now, the thing about Requip, though, is that there's a process called augmentation. Now, during the process of augmentation, her body essentially gets used to the Requip and her symptoms become worse, unless she decides to take more and more Requip. So basically, Kay needs to get off the drug Requip. The issue with coming off of the drug Requip is that she will experience withdrawal symptoms similar to that of cocaine and meth. It'll be a 25-day process, and that's essentially why she contacted me, to go through this process with her and film a video log of her day-to-day experiences going through the withdrawals of Requip. And these are those logs.
I want people to know what the drug Requip, what it does to your body, and how your symptoms will definitely get worse over time. And I want this daily video log to show what it's going to be like to get off of this drug. Well, my name is Kay Jorden, and I'm 57 years old. I have a husband and two boys that are 27 and 25 and 28, or 26 and 28, yeah. And they have been a big help to me with restless leg syndrome, and they're going to be here for me as I go on this journey with you and my doctors. Back in my 20s, I started getting restless leg, and to where just occasionally at night my legs would twitch when I would lay down to sleep. And I just get up, walk around, go back to bed, try it again. They may bother me or may fall asleep. And then over the next 10 years, it started getting more and more often. Probably in my late 30s, I started taking some different types of medication to help the problem, because the symptoms were getting more often, and plane trips or car rides, my legs would bother me, or movies. So I think I started taking Gabapentin or Mirapex. There's several other drugs I started taking in my 30s that had terrible side effects. So I stopped taking them, and all my symptoms would come back.
Well, what kind of side effects would you experience from those?
Mostly zombie-like behavior, where I would just walk around not knowing who I was, where I was, just not caring about anything, just zombie. Mm-hmm. In fact, my husband kept telling me, you got to get off these drugs because you don't make any sense most of the time. And I was always tired. And so I quit taking those. My symptoms came back even stronger. 25. And at first it seemed like the miracle drug because I'd take it before I went to bed, an hour before I go to bed, and I would get pretty sick after about an hour later, just real nauseous. You feel like your eyes don't work together and your head just feels spaced out. And, so I'd just go right to bed and I'd sleep for 8 to 10 hours every night. And I hated side effects, but I could sleep. Because just before that, I was up, 4 or 5 hours a night and maybe sleep 3 or 4 hours and then do it all again the next night. And so the drug was really great at first. And then after a few years, I started getting the restless leg back, and just at night. So I didn't really want to take more Requip, which a lot of people do. They'll take a double dose, and which gets rid of the symptoms, but then you're taking it earlier in the day and earlier, and so I couldn't do that. I would have been sleeping all day, so I started taking Lyrica. Neurontin first. Started taking Neurontin. And that side effects was bad too. I started sleeping all day and just not feeling like I was functioning, awake or anything. And so I stopped taking the Neurontin and a few years later started taking the Lyrica. Because as my restless leg symptoms started getting worse, even on the Requip, they were starting to get worse in the evenings, like around 7, 8 o'clock, my legs would start twitching and jumping and sometimes go up into my arms. And so I started taking the Lyrica, and that helped get rid of those symptoms a little bit, along with taking the Requip at night. But then the Lyrica, I just still started feeling too tired all the time. And, but then in the last year, I'm still on Lyrica and still on Requip. But this last year, my symptoms started getting more and more painful. Went from twitches to, like every 5 to 10 seconds, pretty much all day if I sat down. Or certainly even walking around the whole night, like from 6 at night till 11 at night, the twitches would still be going on and stronger and more often. And then it got to where I just dread the nights, especially from like 7 o'clock on, because I can't sit, I can't watch a movie, can't go to bed, can't read, I can't knit, I can't do anything, I love to do. And it's literally, I'll get on the computer or try to do something to take my mind off of it, but it's your constant, every 5 seconds you're feeling this intense growing, like, pain. You can feel it coming in your leg, and then all of a sudden it just gets like a lightning bolt. It's like somebody ripping your veins out. And then to hold your breath and just wait for it to do it again. And then couldn't wait to take my Requip. You get to where you just can't wait to take it because I can go to sleep. The medicine, the Requip, was actually making the symptoms worse, not the disease. And because he said it's called augmentation, where the more Requip you take, or as you take any Requip, your body adjusts to it. What Requip does, it's a dopamine agonist, so it replaces the dopamine that your body says you don't have or that you don't have. And so Requip gives you dopamine, and so your body says, oh, I'm getting it somewhere else, so I don't need to make any. And then, so your body makes less of it, so then your body says, oh, I need more dopamine. So if it your symptoms end up coming back because you don't have the dopamine it says you need because it's not producing it. The only way to stop the restless leg from getting worse is to get off of Requip or any dopamine agent, especially Requip is apparently the strongest in that, I guess. But and what I found out, and which is one reason I wanted to do this video, is that the withdrawals for Requip are horrendous. It's your body is going to go into chaos because it's got to, now it says, okay, I don't get dopamine from the drug and it's not getting it from your body, and it's just going to go into chaos. And he said it's it's really worse than cocaine and meth withdrawals. And it can last, he said it will last 25 days. And he gave me a list of exactly what you can expect from day 1 to day 25. The first 15 days, he wants me to stop Requip immediately and then take Mirapex twice a day for the first 6 days, and along with the Lyrica that I've already taken. And then after the 6-day period, cut that dose in half for like another couple days, and then cut that dose in half for the final 15 days. And he said during that period, you'll experience much more severity of symptoms, and not only into your legs, but into your back, your arms. You know, he said it's basic torture as you cut back on the medicines. After the initial 15-day tapering off the medicine, then I go on to the 10-day drug-free period. He said you can experience horrendous, severe rebound of your restless leg syndrome. You need to be very cautious when walking at night. Do not attempt to drive. You'll have such severe sleep loss during this time, as it's good 48 hours or more of no sleep, severe pain, where you can't stop moving or the pain is worse. And he said if you stay focused on things, like really have projects to do, as long as it doesn't involve climbing ladders or anything, because he said you need to keep walkways clear and well lit at night so you don't fall. Because he said a lot of people during this time will hallucinate and go into sleepwalking, where they're awake, but you don't sleep for days, and you've already had 15 days where you didn't get hardly any sleep. So this, after that 15-day, is just about all your body can take. It's good to have somebody with you so that you don't get hurt, or and to get through it, because he said all of a sudden on the 5th day of the drug-free period, you will finally start getting a little relief where you might sleep 1 or 2 hours a day for the next 3 or 4 days. And then he said all of a sudden about the 9th or 10th day, you will feel like your weight is lifted off your shoulders, your pain is gone, your restless leg is gone, or cut almost down to nothing. And but it takes apparently 25 days of torture to get off Requip. I'm going to start tonight. Will be my first night without Requip. And I've only gone one night, probably in 20 years, or not the last 10 years, of being on Requip. And it was torturous. It was symptoms, terrible leg pain every 3 seconds from probably 8 at night until 10 in the morning, until I was able to get to the pharmacy to get a pill. And so I'm really nervous how I'm going to take this. And but I'm lucky my husband will be here, and we'll document this every day and hopefully get to see my progression of what it does.
Okay.